我一生来第一次看到这么惨烈的现场。
1998 Valentine's Day heard a bang from Wuhan Yangtze River Bridge. A bus exploded and rear roof was lifted up by shockwave. The scene of explosion was littered with debris and body parts. The disaster killed 16 and injured 32. The bombing occurred during a layoff wave in Wuhan. There are rumors that it was a retaliation against society by laid-off workers who deliberately chose a bus with high traffic flow, or it was a terrorist attack targeting Wuhan Yangtze River Bridge. To restore traffic flow and avoid traffic jam, investigators only made a simple record and rapid forensics in the chaos of the scene. They not only identified the bomber, but also restored the situation before the bomb detonated. It sounds incredible. How did they make it? Was bomber terrorist or a laid-off worker? Let's solve the case together. Firstly, we need to confirm the location of the bomb. Was the bomb thorough and pre-buried? It determines the nature of the case. You may have heard an explosion center, which refers to the location of the bomb explosion, but it's not the pile of buttocks. Pile of buttocks refers to the location of most severe damage. They're usually not the same location because not all explosives explode at the same time. In common cases, some explosives explode first, producing air blast that detonates the remaining explosive. The shape of explosion center changes with the position of the bomb. For example, bombs exploding on the hard surface will form a segment. That's because the air blast of explosion is like a rapidly expanding blue in a radial explosion. So part of the blue looks like a block. If a bomb is buried, it forms a funnel called blasting crater, because when it explodes in the earth, some of the earth is brought to the surface and piles up around it. While a bomb is thrown and explodes in the air, it usually makes no explosion center or a hole-shaped spot when it hits something. In the case of Yangtze River Bridge bombing, the bomb blows a large hole in the bottom of the bus, which proves that the bomb was not on the bridge but on the bus. And no remote electronic detonator remnants were found at the scene, but a central detonating cord, which indicates that bomber was most likely on the bus. How to restore the inside the bus before explosion and lock the criminal depending on the debris. In the case of explosion, what the air blast pushed out is called explosive ejecta. Explosive ejecta is distributed on the plane in a circle, but their distances are very different. Generally, the explosive ejecta won't be pushed to the other side of the bomb. The closer to the bomb, the farther it's pushed out. That's because the center of the bomb has greater impact. Based on law of explosive ejecta and experience, the risk impact was the jostling for explosion. When the bomb exploded, it was under Hubei TV transmission tower above Qinghai Park and about 300 meters from Hanyang Bridge Tower. The police searched an area within a radius of 110 meters from the bus and 220 meters in direction of Turtle Mountain. Most of the over 200 bags of evidence collected were debris from the bus, and the only small part was important. The remains was 16 bodies. Among them, body number 10, 26 meters northeast of the bus, and number 11, 31 meters southwest of bus side, were farthest from bus side. Number 1, 20 meters southwest is a little closer than. Experts deduced that one of them was the bomber, but we need more evidence to back it up. At this point, we determine their posture and time crime by their injuries so as to deduce their identity and relationship, accomplices, innocents, or interrupters. A person with an unusual posture at the moment of explosion has greatest suspicion of criminality. The explosion occurred in a split second and didn't allow people to react. But those who know in advance are likely to make defensive actions. For example, people reflexively close their eyes to fly from explosion. Therefore, there's no burst and no dust and eye wrinkles when the eyes are closed. This is a closed eye pattern. If the body had these characteristics, generally his bomber. Bodies in bombings typically have several types of wounds at the same time. Exposure injuries occur only in people who have been in direct contact with the bomb, manifesting itself as human tissues asunder and basically impossible to splice. Laceration injury is also an explosion injury and occurs everywhere. It's caused by the explosion over pressure. Its direction indicates the direction of explosive force, and it's a common wound on the body of a bomber. Explosion injury and laceration injury are strong evidence to identify the bomber. Forensic pathologists identified 38 cases of dead and wounded and found that all the bodies number 5, number 10, number 11, and number 1 had explosion injuries, and they all had more severe injuries on lower extremities than the upper. The police further inferred that the bomb was placed on the floor. Number 1's explosion injuries were on the left front side, which means that the bomb was placed in front of her left side, and number 5's was on the right rear side. The explosion centers between them. Survivors recalled number 1 sitting in the second seat on the left side of the last row of the bus. Therefore, the bomb was located in the second row from last on the left side of the bus. The injuries of number 10 and number 11 were concentrated on the right side, which indicates that they were opposite each other at the time of explosion, and the bomb was on the right side. But according to recollection, number 11 was sitting to the left of number 1, directly behind number 10. If number 11 had been in this position, his moves would have been similar to those of number 1, as the bomb was to his right front. Number 11 might have moved before the explosion. Did it go to stop the detonation? It was shattered almost from chest down, but his buttocks were intact, which means that his buttocks were far from the bomb or covered. His missing legs explain. He was squatting at the time of explosion. His legs were in contact with the bomb, blocking most of the shock, so the skin on his buttocks wasn't blown out. Surely, before the explosion, number 11 left his seat, walked up to number 10, and squatted down facing him. This is a series of detonation action. At this point, it's clear number 11's the bomber. Is number 10 innocent? A police officer said it was visiting Yellow Crane Tower across the Yangtze River Bridge when the explosion occurred. Dust from the explosion hit him in face. His statement was keyed on uncovering the identity of number 10. At a distance of 2.4 kilometers, if dust from the bomb could reach Yellow Crane Tower, the key evidences were likely pushed out even further. Following direction of number 10's movement, officers worked several days and finally found a piece of debris of the bus behind a large boulder on Turtle Mountain, 220 meters from the crime site. It was seat bag of number 10's seat. The fragment confirmed this poster. He was sitting in a chair with a bomb next to him at time of explosion. Residual gunpowder detected on his right hand proved that he was holding explosive package to assist number 11. The police found a 48cm blasting fuse in the inn where number 10 and number 11 had lived. Fractures on number 1 were caused by being pushed out and falling. The investigation afterwards also proved that number 1 had no motive for crime. Number 5 was also ruled out as a suspect. So far, the truth of the case is clear. Following the criminal investigation, experts will complete this case recovery map. Some cases is very complex. It will exemplify only few details. For example, it is verified that explosives at the scene were the same as those used by number 10. Measuring the weight of explosives and ruling out interference from a suicide note that made police believe that bomber was a young girl were also the keys to solving the case. Any interest, let me know in pop-ups or comments. We'll talk about how to use mathematical methods and polar coordinates to solve the chaotic explosion case in new video. Coming soon! Thank you for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoy it.